New information tonight about a deadly shooting by Willoughby police officers this weekend. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Tracy Carlos. It all started with a disturbance call Friday night. News 5's Nadine Abasada spent time in the neighborhood tonight talking with people who saw and heard what happened.
And what those who live there call a quiet neighborhood.
I think it's very, kid-friendly, very safe. We love living here.
The sound of gunfire was heard Friday night.
My kids came downstairs. They had heard gunshots.
What went through your mind when your kids came down and said, hey, there's gunshots?
I was just surprised because at first it was confusing. My partner got up to see what was going on.
Willoughby police tell us it was around 9:30 p.m. when officers received a call from a man inside a home in the 1500 block of Robin Hood Drive about a disturbance.
There was just a lot of police officers everywhere. The police lights were on. There was police tape out, and then after a while they started bringing the markers out.
When officers arrived, police say they discovered 45-year-old Anthony Green had a knife and was threatening to harm a woman who lives at the home. Police say Green then walked out of the front door and approached officers, ignoring multiple commands to drop the knife. A taser was deployed that police say was unsuccessful, and then officers fired their guns, shooting Green.
I also think, if I was in the shoes of the police officer and someone was coming at me with a weapon, I would probably do the same exact thing. If just thinking on the spot, I would probably do the same thing.
Green was taken to the hospital, where he later died.
How do you feel now knowing what actually took place near your home?
I'm a little bit worried. It made me feel a little bit better knowing that the person doesn't actually live in the neighborhood full time.
The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation has been asked to conduct the investigation. The Willoughby Police Department released the following statement asking for privacy for both the officers involved and the Green family. The Willoughby Police Department extends its condolences to Green's family. We also continue to support the officers involved in this incident. Police also say Chief James Schultz will be available for questions tomorrow. Reporting in Willoughby, Nadine Abasada, News 5.
The Thompson Fire Department says one of their firefighters was killed in a single vehicle accident this morning that the department calls not survivable. They made the announcement on social media and say they are not releasing the firefighter's name at this time out of respect for the family. Ohio Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur is recovering after she was hurt in a hit-and-run accident on her way to church in Toledo this morning. Her office says she was a passenger in the car. They say her injuries are not life-threatening and that she is active and alert and looks forward to returning to a full schedule very soon. It's unclear if police are still looking for the driver who took off from the scene. Well, we had some more rain move through northeast Ohio this evening. Meteorologist Phil Sakel is tracking the flood threat that we're experiencing right now.
It is going down. That is some good news as we begin to dry out this evening, and we'll start to see a little bit more in the way of quieter weather to start off the new work week. Tracy, still a couple of raindrops to contend with, especially in our southern communities late this evening. But you notice all those green counties kind of starting to become more neutral. The at least flood watch is pretty much out of here as we get into the latter half of this evening, so that is some good news. But still a few raindrops for the rest of the evening in our at least southern communities for the at least next hour or so before things continue to dry out even more. But boy, it was a soggy end of the weekend. Nearly 3/4 of an inch of rain. Estimates from Cleveland towards Menor, nearly half an inch around Ravenna, towards Akron and Canton. So yeah, we saw some decent rains during the majority of the day today. Temps still on the warm side. A lot of those upper 60s linger with those winds out of the north at well over 10 to nearly 15 miles per hour in a couple locations towards Akron and Worcester. Most areas falling back into the 60s, still a couple of 70s around Sandusky into Norwalk, but overall a little bit quieter with those winds. Still a few gusts over about 20 miles an hour at times. And we're tracking some low to mid 60s tonight where we see more rain.
Shaker Heights police had extra patrols in and around Thornton Park this evening. That after they say something was circulating on social media regarding a pool party there tonight after the pool closed. Police say the city did not authorize or sanction the party. We saw police stop a couple of drivers who came up to the entrance to the park to ask them where they were going when our camera was there earlier this evening. Ohio Senator Bernie Moreno saying he owes it to his family to speak the truth now after Ohio Republican Representative Max Miller took to social media today to defend himself against claims of abuse from his ex-wife and the senator's daughter, Emily. Senator Moreno put out a statement saying in part, quote, "If there are any basic standards of character required to hold elected office, Max Miller fails them. He should not serve in the House of Representatives." Miller's 30-minute live stream on X today comes amid increased calls to resign after claims of domestic violence from multiple women. Miller's ex-wife, Emily, claimed he hit and threatened her while they were married. Miller has denied every allegation and did it again today.
Her most extreme accusations are the ones that have to deal with child abuse. And they frame me as an abuser timed and every time again to our custody dispute in politics. And not one of these allegations has ever been substantiated by any court or any agency.
Miller has countersued Emily for defamation. There is a statement from her spokesperson on our website. Miller ended his message by saying he is not getting out of the race to keep his seat in Congress and that he's winning in November. President Trump says he's going to stop new strikes on Iran, claiming parameters of a deal have been reached to end the war. The president says he made the decision after talking with some Middle East leaders. This comes a day after he threatened more strikes on Iran in a push to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Today, a spokesperson for the Iran Foreign Ministry claims there were no talks about reopening the strait. From the hardwood to the gridiron to the fairgrounds, here's some of what's happening in Northeast Ohio this week that we're watching here at News 5. We could find out Tuesday what the name of Cleveland's WNBA team will be. There's a special announcement planned at Rocket Arena. Anticipation has been building since Friday. That's when a sand sculpture appeared at Edgewater Beach with a basketball and the words, "Hear the call." Then on Saturday, the team posted a video on social media showing the Cleveland skyline from the lake with music and the sound of waves and the date 8/4/26 in the post with music notes. Sunday morning, they posted pictures featuring the lake and the Cleveland WNBA logo. Then hours later, another video, a close-up of waves and blue water and more music. It is Pro Football Hall of Fame Enshrinement Week in Canton. The Sugardale Fan Fest kicks off on Wednesday. The Hall of Fame game between the Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers is Thursday. Saturday starts with the Grand Parade, then the Pro Football Hall of Fame Class of 2026 Enshrinement. And the Concert of Legends featuring Lainey Wilson wraps things up on Sunday. And county fair season continues here in Ohio with the Medina County Fair kicking off on Monday. Since 1945, it's been a way to share history and traditions, as well as new ideas and innovation with the community, as well as food and fun, of course. Power 5 meteorologist Phil Sakel will bring you your forecast live from the Medina County Fair on Monday during News 5 at 4, 5, and 6. And just over 3 weeks from now, workers with the Service Employees International Union at the Cleveland Public Library could be on the picket lines. The union gave the library their strike notice last week and say if a tentative agreement is not reached by noon on August 24th, they will strike.
None of us want to potentially lose money and benefits and things like that. But this is where we're forced to be.
The union, made up of about 400 members, has been negotiating with the Cleveland Public Library on a new contract since September of last year. The previous contract expired on December 31st of last year. The two sides say they have met about 35 times so far. The library sent the following statement when the strike notice was received. Cleveland Public Library remains committed to reaching a fair and sustainable contract with SEIU District 1199 that supports our employees and ensures the library's long-term strength. The sanctuary in Richland County caring for a baby bald eagle that was rescued on the 4th of July is now asking for help. The Ohio Bird Sanctuary says its hospital is currently home to 5 bald eagles, including Liberty, and they are now running low on some important cleaning items, including their main cleaning solution called Rescue, paper towels and pee pads. The Ohio Bird Sanctuary has a link to its Amazon wish list on its Facebook page if you'd like to help. As for little Liberty, the sanctuary said last month that she was off IV fluid and eating small meals, but it would likely take weeks, if not months, for her to recover. Connected but still lonely. Still ahead on News 5 at 11. Why it seems harder for adults to make friends, especially nowadays. And later, News 5 is investigating bank fraud frustration.
I know nothing about this station. For real, I don't.
Customers ask Jonathan Walsh for help, saying they're caught between battling banks.
And finally starting to dry out as we wrap up this Sunday. Will we see any more rain in the near future? We'll talk more coming up.
You're watching News 5, part of the Scripps News Group.
Your Geauga County reporter, Clay Lepard, has learned there's a criminal investigation into reports that a longtime employee took a large amount of money belonging to the Hamden Fire Department. The fire chief and the Geauga County Sheriff say the prosecutor and the fire department's insurance company was immediately notified and the bank accounts were secured. It's not clear how much money was taken, but the chief says the loss of the funds was going to affect fire department operations. So Hamden Township trustees approved in advance on half of the quarterly payment to the fire department that was due in October. The chief says the fire department will continue to deliver service to the people of Hamden, and construction on the new fire station will not be affected. We are following through tonight on a story that I told you about on Monday, the Gold Star Families Memorial Monument in Lake County. 90 runners and walkers took part in a 5K run and walk this morning to help raise money for the monument. So far, the committee has raised $100,000 of the $150,000 needed for the monument. Early estimates show about $3,000 was raised from the race. Owen Engel got the idea for the monument when he was just 15. The now 18-year-old is determined to see the project through. The monument is set to be dedicated next month in Willoughby. While technology may make us feel more connected than ever, many people are still feeling lonely. Robin Hamilton, a licensed marriage and family therapist, says we are spending less time together in person, in part because people are in the office less, and the digital connections we make online are not always enough to meet our emotional needs.
Connection and loneliness aren't the same things. Like when you're making a connection with a person face to face, then you're able to bond with them. So you don't feel lonely. But if you're on social media talking to somebody, there's no bond being made there. So there's where the loneliness comes in, because you're still around people, but you're not making that emotional connection with them like you would if you're face to face.
Another factor, it can be harder to make new friends as an adult. Hamilton says that's because kids have a tendency to judge less and are able to connect more easily. Well, Phil, I went outside for a walk a little bit earlier, and the humidity has definitely dropped.
Yeah, it's going to continue to go down as we get through the second half of this evening. Still a slight chance of a shower out there, but certainly less humid and cooler conditions to start off the week. But rain chances and some warmer conditions will begin to move in sooner than later. And most of those raindrops, Tracy, mainly towards our southern communities, and they are slowly making an exit off towards the east. And thankfully, all those flooding concerns going down as we wrap up this evening. So definitely some good news there. Still a lot of cloud cover over downtown Cleveland, and temps still on the mild side, a lot of upper 60s from greater